If you're watching this video, it's not a coincidence. You are going through hard times, perhaps feeling an endless ache in a corner of your soul. The modern world imposes on us that we must always be happy. If we have one bad day, we feel like failures. But let me tell you a secret. The purpose of life is not to be constantly happy, but to have an unshakable character. Maybe you've lost a dream, a relationship, or, most painfully, your self-confidence. There is a reason you are here. Sometimes life crashes us against the hardest rocks so that the true, unbreakable gem within us can emerge. If you give me these minutes, I won't just show you how to stand tall in pain, but how to turn that pain into fuel. Epictetus was a slave. He had none of the rights you worry about today. While his master twisted his leg with a torture device, he simply smiled. "Master," he said, "my bones are about to break, and yet you still cannot rule my mind." When the bones snapped, he just said, "I told you so." Think about it. Your leg might not be breaking, but your debts, failed relationships, or gossip turn your mind into a prison. Epictetus taught us this: you can chain the body, but you can never imprison a free mind. The greatest legacy Epictetus left us is the dichotomy of control. Now, stop and divide your troubles into two. You have no power over the economy, your past, or others' gossip about you. Grieving over these is like being a madman trying to stop the wind. You can only control your own reactions and your current effort. Focus your energy only on what you can change. Learn to say, "This is none of my concern," for the rest. Stop and think for a moment. Is it the event itself that upsets you, or the story you create in your head about it? If you lost a job, that is just an event. But if your mind says, "I am ruined, I am a failure," it is not the unemployment that destroys you, but this judgment. You must learn to use your mind like a filter. You are the guard at the gate of your mind. Only you decide which thought is allowed to hurt you. Now take your gaze from a slave to the throne of Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He was the most powerful man on earth, yet he lived through the same pitch-black darkness you feel today. He buried 8 of his children. His friends betrayed him, and as his empire was scorched by plague, he stood alone on his marble floors. Let me ask you, why would a man with the world in his hands weep? Because he was human, just like you. But he carved this into his journal: nothing happens to any man that he is not formed by nature to bear. Have you ever wondered why life treats you so harshly? Stoic wisdom says, "Stars only shine in the darkness." Your character is only shaped in the face of difficulties. A blacksmith cannot forge a sword without using fire. If life is throwing you into the fire, it wants to turn you into a sharper and more durable warrior. See every difficulty you face not as a punishment, but as a badge of honor. The modern world constantly condemns you to a circle of noise, endless notifications, the fake glitter of social media, and the shallow approval of others. But the ancient Stoics taught us to build an inner citadel where we can seek refuge in every storm. Think about this. Outside, the economy may collapse, the people you trust most may disappoint you one by one, and the world may feel like it's crashing down on you with all its weight. It is at that very moment you must learn to retreat into that indestructible and unshakable fortress in your mind. This fortress is your character. It is your purest values and your ironclad principles. The chaos outside can never touch your will. It can never stain your honor, not unless you open those gates with your own hands. Now, stop and build yourself a citadel, a sanctuary so strong that only your virtue, your truths, and your unbending will reside there. People will talk behind your back. The world will turn upside down, but you will remain fixed in your center, like a massive and proud mountain in the middle of a storm. Remember, your peace should not be so cheap and worthless as to be left at the mercy of external events or other people. Raise the walls of your own empire to the sky. A Stoic sage whispers this jarring truth to themselves every morning as the sun rises, and every night when they lay their head down. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. This is not a call for pessimism, fear, or depression. On the contrary, it is the greatest and most magnificent key to freedom that life offers you. Stop for a moment and be honest. When you truly face the reality that everything, every single breath you take, every object you hold, and all those titles you possess will one day end, how important does that lost money really remain? Or what are the empty and shallow criticisms of people you don't even know, other than mere specks of dust? In a universe where death is absolute, no trouble can be big enough or powerful enough to steal your inner peace and character. Marcus Aurelius, while walking the marble paths of his palace, would remind himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This deep awareness will free you in an instant from all your unnecessary fears, invisible chains, and fake ambitions. Live every moment with all your nobility, as if it were the final and most magnificent scene of your life. Remember death so that you can truly begin to live. Now step out of that victim role, wipe the tears from your eyes, and send this message to your fate. Throw whatever you want at me. I will face it all like a warrior and turn it to my advantage. Stop acting as if you have 10,000 years to live. Stop waiting for the right moment to be strong, because the right moment is buried under the weight of the very struggle you are facing right now. You are not a leaf blown by the wind. You are the wind itself. Every scar on your soul is a testament to a battle you survived, and every tear you shed is a drop of fuel for the fire of your rebirth. Why do you tremble before the world? Why do you let the opinions of the weak dictate the strength of the mighty? The Stoic does not ask for a lighter burden. The Stoic asks for broader shoulders. Look at the chaos around you, the betrayals, the failures, the crushing loneliness, and realize that these are not walls, but raw materials for your masterpiece. You are being forged in the furnace of life. The heat is not there to consume you. It is there to burn away the weakness, the hesitation, and the fear, leaving behind only the pure, unbreakable steel of your character. You are the descendant of kings who stood their ground when empires fell. You are the heir to a wisdom that has outlasted plagues, wars, and time itself. Do not dishonor that lineage by surrendering to a temporary shadow. Stand tall in the midst of the wreckage. Let the world see that even if it takes everything from you, your wealth, your health, your very reputation, it can never take your yes or your no. It can never take the sovereignty of your soul. Welcome to Stoic Elite Academy. Here, we don't just talk, we crush those troubles and rise from the ashes. Subscribe and stand tall, because true victory is not the storm passing, but learning to dance in the rain. Because you are a Stoic.